I'm Shannon Martin. Tonight, frustration on all sides as the backlog of disputes between Ontario landlords and tenants skyrockets.
When you know you have to wait that long, it's like, why even bother complaining?
The mental health that's affecting these landlords, they feel betrayed.
What's behind the staggering backlog at the Ontario Landlord and Tenant Board, and what's being done to fix it?
This is CBC Saturday News.
Thanks for joining us. A staggering backlog that only appears to be getting worse. That's how a group that keeps tabs on Ontario's Landlord and Tenant Board describes its caseload. As Lane Harrison shows us, the frustration is hitting all sides and relief appears to be nowhere in sight.
When you know you have to wait that long, it's like, why even bother complaining? If you know
Alexander Cherpak knows the frustration of dealing with Ontario's Landlord and Tenant Board firsthand. He and other tenants were protesting rent increases in Etobicoke today, and Tribunals Watch Ontario says he's far from alone in his struggles with the system.
Ontario's Ombudsman has said that the board is fundamentally unequipped to deal with the problem of its staggering backlog.
In a report published this week, Tribunals Watch says the backlog is growing every year as fewer cases are resolved. That backlog has reached 53,000 cases, according to the LTB's last annual report. The group says the shift to virtual hearings is partially to blame because they are harder for low-income tenants to access.
Far fewer adjudicators with less money were able to handle more cases without creating a backlog. So although the government says that its electronic, virtual hearing model is it improves accessibility and efficiency, and maybe on the surface it seems attractive that it would, it actually isn't working, and the numbers make that very, very clear.
The province tells CBC News today it's working to streamline the process. A spokesperson says more staff are being brought on and a new case management system is being implemented. The issue impacts both sides of the renting equation. Tenants face the worst delays, with the average wait time for a resolution being more than 400 days, compared to 70 in 2018. And landlords are also suffering. The average wait time for an eviction order is more than 300 days, compared to about 30.
And if the income is not coming in, that's a big problem.
This small landlord says it's especially frustrating for those waiting to evict tenants who aren't paying.
But the more important thing is the mental health that's affecting these landlords. They feel betrayed.
Looking at the data, it might seem like the issues at the Landlord and Tenant Board are insurmountable, but Tribunals Watch Ontario has put forward a few solutions. Firstly, they would like to see hearings go back to in-person with a virtual option to make them more accessible for everyone. Secondly, they want to see a panel established within the LTB that would work at reducing the backlog under separate leadership, something they say has worked at other struggling tribunals. Lane Harrison, CBC News, Toronto.